every content strategy explained to make 100K plus every single month. And I am also going to be ranking these content strategies in terms of their selling power, their reach, and their simplicity to create. Before we get into the ranking of these content strategies, I want you to understand this. This is what your heart wants you to see, which is a long, complex content funnel versus what your brain must accept, which is the reality. It is called content creation, and it stands for innovation, being creative and unique, being authentic and transparent, and also you are manufacturing assets, leveraged assets. When you do all of this the right way, you just have to hit record and document your journey. That would lead into you being yourself, and that is exactly how you are going to make infinite amounts of money. Now, to rank these content strategies in a way that is going to help your decision making in terms of which content strategy to go with, this is the right approach to do so. First of all, you need to assess the simplicity to create, because the more simple it is for you to record, the more reach you are going to have, and the stronger your selling power is going to be. It is like a domino effect. And this is exactly how my client managed to make over 1.5 million USD, as you can see right here, and get views and numbers like this. 30 million views with just 92% coming from an organic source and 8% from advertisement. And also we've got 38 million views right here. And just a quick one, you watching this video, if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, what is it that you are waiting for? Go hit that subscribe button and let's finish this video together. Now that you understood the correct approach when it comes to ranking these content strategies, we cannot simply just skip into ranking them right away without knowing where to position these content strategies on our content funnel, which consists of 3 main stages. We've got top of the funnel content, we've got middle of the funnel content, and we have bottom of the funnel content. And each stage has its unique own task. Top of the funnel content, it is primarily used to get your attention and eyeballs, and also to make your viewers, potential clients, problem aware, and transition them from stage 1, where they are cold, into stage 2, where they become warm, which is placed at your middle of the funnel. Now, if you actually want to get even more in depth when it comes to your top of the funnel content, it actually has got its own top of the funnel and its own middle of the funnel and its own bottom of the funnel. For example, if you are creating YouTube content, your YouTube top of the funnel has got its own top of the funnel videos, its own middle of the funnel videos, and its own bottom of the funnel videos. Why do we do this? Because it is the only way you can transition and take your viewers from being cold into being warm. Now, for your middle of the funnel, it is meant to basically make your viewers, potential clients, solution aware, and to make them consider working with you. Now, the same strategy applies here in terms of your middle of the funnel. It has got its own top of the funnel and its own middle of the funnel and its own bottom of the funnel, because this is the only way you are going to take your prospects, your leads, your viewers from being warm into being hot at your bottom of the funnel, where basically they make the decision and can pay you money, which is exactly what you want. Now that you know exactly how to rank and position these content strategies, it is the perfect time to get into ranking the best content systems and strategies used and leveraged by the top creators in the space, whether they are selling info products or they are service providers. The main mechanism behind these content strategies is storytelling. And under storytelling, we've got different formats. We've got the core formats, we've got the sales formats, which I call the closers, and we've got the supporting formats, because some of you watching this video might leverage these 2 formats right here as your closers, and you might fail to get sales depending on your needs, depending on what you sell. And I am also gonna go through formats to skip to actually help you reach that 100K goal as soon as possible. So let's get right into it. And the core formats, we've got 3 main formats. We have voiceovers, we have transformations, and we also have talking head plus short angle change. Now, when it comes to voiceovers, these are typically used for your top of the funnel and middle of the funnel. Why? Because they are perfect for awareness, it deepens your connection with your viewer, and it makes them solution aware. In terms of reach, these have got quite high reach if you know how to create them. For their selling power, it is quite strong because you can create educational content around it and you can add an emotional payoff. They can also be used as social proof, and people can relate themselves to you and trust you even more. For their simplicity to create, these are quite simple to create. All you need is B-roll content. You need to master your voiceovers, especially your tone, and you need to know how to create curiosity loops and break patterns. Now, when it comes to transformations, this is the best it can get to in terms of selling power. Why? Because these are applicable for all funnel stages. Basically, they do bring attention, they make the viewer problem aware, it makes the viewer solution aware, and it leads them to making an impulsive decision, especially if there is an emotional payoff. In terms of reach, these have got quite high reach because people like to watch the transformation. They love to see the journey. Now, for their selling power, it is a 5 out of 5. It is strong. Why? Because you can add and leverage an emotional payoff. It is live social proof. People are seeing your journey. They are seeing your transformation live, and they can relate themselves to you and trust you even more. In terms of simplicity to create, these are quite simple to create. All you need to do is edit and sequence your existing videos, and it has got a replicable structure: challenge, journey, results. Now, For talking head and short angle change, these are typically used for your middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel. Why? Because it deepens your connection with your viewer. You can leverage and make direct CTAs, and it is constant nurturing for your ICP, your potential clients. In terms of reach, it is quite high because you are being authentic. You are talking to the camera. It is just you. There is no high quality edits. Now, in terms of selling power, these are quite strong as well. It is 5 out of 5. Why? Because you are building authority and credibility. You are showing your expertise live. You are making direct CTAs, and you are trying to make people to make impulsive decisions. That's what you do. You push people to make impulsive decisions. In terms of simplicity to create, these are quite simple to create. Basically, it is a selfie style shot. It is scalable. You can repeat it 10, 20 times a day, and you are being transparent. You're not putting on a show. You are being your authentic self. Leveraging these core formats only won't bring you sales, unfortunately, unless you leverage what I call the sales formats or the closers, which we are going to get into in a second. Now, if you actually want my help and you want me to come and work on your business with you, just make sure to reach out to me on my Instagram, as you can see right here. And the sales formats, or what I call the closers, we have two main content formats. We have screen share and we also have spectator. Now, these might not be applicable for everyone depending on what you sell, depending on your service, depending on your niche, which is why I have other supporting formats which are tailored to your needs, and we are gonna go through them. But before that, screen share content, this is the type of content where you simply share your screen and you demonstrate your expertise live. You show the solution to the problem that you solve live, and these are applicable for all funnel stages. Why? Because they do bring attention. They make the viewer problem aware, it makes the viewer solution aware, and it nurtures them for a potential sale. Now, in terms of reach, they do not have the highest reach, but you are talking directly to your IVP. Most of your viewers are basically your ICP, which leads to having a strong selling power because you are basically demonstrating live social proof, you are demonstrating your expertise, and you can leverage and make direct call to actions. In terms of simplicity to create, these are quite complex because they are preparation heavy. You need to prepare lead magnets, and there is a lot of work that comes into place. Now, when it comes to spectator content, this is the type of content where you basically just record yourself fulfilling for another client. People love this type of content. Now, it is applicable at all funnel stages because there is a strong connection with your audience. People love to see you actually deliver for others because they can relate themselves and they can trust you even more. And because they're seeing your expertise in action. It's that simple. The reach is quite high. In terms of selling power, it is strong because you are leveraging and you are demonstrating your proof of competence. You are humanizing yourself as a seller and you are constantly converting viewers into qualified leads. In terms of simplicity to create, it is quite simple to create because there's no scripting. You are being authentic and basically you can clip the best moments and leverage them for other types of content. As for the supporting formats, let's say for example, you cannot leverage screen share type of content or you cannot do spectator type of content. This type of content is going to be tailored to your needs, depending on your niche, depending on what you sell and what yours provides. So we've got podcast style type of content, we've got carousels, and we also have visual explanations. Now, when it comes to podcast style, I don't really recommend doing this unless you're a celebrity, unless you are famous. Why? Because these are mainly used for your top of the funnel, middle of the funnel. The reach is going to be medium, the selling power is weak, and the simplicity to create, it is quite simple. You only need to record once and clip that long form video. Now, when it comes to carousels, these are mainly used for your middle of the funnel. They do have a strong nurturing power and they make the viewer solution aware. In terms of reach, it is quite low unless you have a qualified audience, which would then affect the selling power and make it strong because you have a qualified audience. So you are targeting them with statics. You can leverage storytelling, transformation structure, and you can have multiple touch CTAs. Each picture, each static can have its own CTA. In terms of simplicity to create, these can be quite complex because you need to be good at copywriting, you need to be a good designer, and in summary, they are a high production effort. Now, when it comes to visual explanation type of content, this is also used for your middle of the funnel, and it is a good asset for nurturing, and it makes the viewer solution aware. In terms of reach, it is medium. It's a 3.5 out of 5. In terms of selling power, it can be strong because you are basically, it can be used as a strong selling asset. And in terms of simplicity to create, these can be quite complex depending on what you sell, depending on what you're trying to demonstrate and visualize in that video. Now that you do know that the main mechanism is storytelling, and under storytelling comes our core formats, and under those core formats, we do need our sales formats, which are our closers, and under those sales formats comes the supporting formats, which are tailored to your needs depending on what you sell. Now that you do know all of this, you also must know what to skip so that you don't waste your time. So let's get right into the content types that you should not waste your time on. Most of these formats are placed at the top of your content funnel. In terms of reach, they do have quite high reach because they are actually entertaining videos. As for the selling power, it is weak. It is not their main goal. For the simplicity to create, it can be quite simple to create this type of videos. I am talking about reaction type of videos, trending audio, multitasking, highlights from long form videos, and green screen. However, I am not underestimating these videos because they do have a different purpose, which comes at a later stage if you want to go viral and build that personal brand. Now that you do know the right approach when it comes to ranking these content strategies, and also you do know how to position them on your content funnel, and you do know the main mechanism and the main core formats used by the top creators who are selling info products, digital products, or even service providers, you can go and implement it on your own business and try to reach that 100K goal per month. However, if you actually want my help and you want me to come and work on your business with you so that you can get results like my clients, as you can see right here on my screen, first of all, subscribe to my YouTube channel and reach out to me on my Instagram, and we can see if you are a perfect fit that we can help. Other than that, enjoy your journey and I'll see you on the next one.